Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In today's episode, we are going to be doing something that I just don't think you can really do in any other flight simulator that currently exists. We're going to be using real-world VFR objects to land on runway 29 here at St. Bart's in the Caribbean. Stick around because you guys are going to absolutely enjoy this, I promise. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, guys, so here we are, my infamous St. Bart's. You guys know that I'm always battling this particular airfield, and it is because it is so challenging. And so I have finally decided to really start diving deep and figuring out, all right, what is the correct way to approach this particular airport? How do we start practicing it in a comfortable manner to where I can really start diving in and doing it as it would be done in the real world? Today, we're going to be starting with runway 29, which means we'll be coming in from the peninsula and landing here towards runway 10. Now, remember, there's never any departures from runway 10. So there actually comes a point in this flight pattern where you are committed to land the aircraft. You cannot take off. There is never a departure going out this way. And it's because the hill, all the different obstacles, it's just too dangerous. Okay, so I decided, well, let's try with what I feel is the more simple of the two, which is runway 29. So we're going to start out this way. And what I'm going to show you guys is I am going to show you the simulator version of a real world YouTube tutorial that I found about approaching St. Bart's for runway 29 using the VFR objects that the scenery has in play. And this is what I mean that you can't do, at least very easily, in any other flight simulator that currently exists. And I've said it a million times, where Microsoft Flight Simulator will always shine, at least in the current era, is its real-world satellite photogrammetry. And then there is an add-on that I use that takes care of the trees that are in front of runway 10. But we're not going to be worrying about that too much today. We're going to be using all of this buildings, the roads that are currently available here in the real world, and we're going to match it up with the simulator and use that to fly our flight pattern into runway 29. So let's stop here, and I'm going to show you guys what that pattern actually looks like. All right, guys, so first off, getting right into this, I want to remind everyone that I did get this information from a real world YouTube VFR tutorial on how to make this approach. So I'm going to have a link to that video down in the description below, and please give the guy a like, give him a subscribe, watch a couple of the videos, help him out. It absolutely makes a big difference into how the algorithm recommends our videos. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be coming in from over here on the west. First, we're going to depart runway from runway 10. Remember, where there's never a 29er departure, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So you cannot take off going this way. They never happen. They're not allowed to happen, which we'll get into in a second here when we talk about the point of committal, where you have to commit to an approach. So we're going to be coming in here from the west. We're going to be coming in 800 feet. We're going to be following this road. We're going to be using this road as a guide up to a white house on the top of the hill, at which point we'll be passing that hill at 800 feet. As we come around that hill or past that hill, then we can start descending down to 600 feet. At 600 feet, we should be perfectly in level with a house with a gray roof. I'm telling you guys, this is all legit, and it's in the real world video. It's so cool. We are then going to make a bend around this hill, a 120-degree turn, down to 500 feet. As we come around, we should line straight up with a house with a green roof. Once we come over the top of that hill, we're going to be aiming for the peninsula. Once we are perpendicular to the runway, we're going to start making our turn a little bit beforehand. And we're going to continue our descent on our 3-degree glide slope down for runway 29. If everything looks good, we're aligned right, speed is good, we don't have any major concerns, we'll go ahead and continue with the approach. By the time we reach this hotel here, once we are perpendicular to the hotel, that is our point of committal. We have to make the decision. Either we are going to continue and commit to a landing. We must bring the plane down at that point. Or we can turn north and execute the go around and come back around the island. So as we take off, we're parked over here right now. We're going to come out from runway 10. We're going to depart, make our northerly departure, come around, maintain 800 feet all the way down to over here and to the west side of the peninsula here, and then start our approach. And we're going to see how all of this pans out in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I want to make this very clear. The screenshot you guys are looking at is from the sim. And these are all the exact same roof colors and roof houses that you see in the VFR video that I have linked down in the description below. It is too freaking cool. So let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit. We're going to get our Mooney started up, and we're going to go try this approach out. Okay, so I want to emphasize, I haven't tried this approach out yet myself. Once I saw that the houses and the coloring matched up inside the sim, I'm like, all right, we got to do this on recording. So we're going to give this a shot. And this is something you just can't do anywhere else. So I'm going to clear that yoke. We have our fuel tank turned on. Parking brake is... Come on. There it is, set. Okay, let's see here. We want to make sure our prop is set to full. Mixture needs to be set to full. Pulled back about 1/8 of an inch there. Crack that throttle. We're going to go ahead and turn the master battery on, the alternator on, come up top, get some lights on the aircraft, let people know we're getting ready to get busy here. And let's see here. Recog light can come on as well. And let's go ahead and give a big shout. Clear prop. And she comes to life. That's right, baby. That's our girl. All right, get her ironed out at about 1,000 RPMs. Let her sort of hang there for a second. Let's get the master avionics on. Turn the transponder on. We're just going to go straight to altitude reporting. Our runway is right there, so we're going to be departing very, very quickly here. I'm going to go ahead and set flaps 1 for takeoff because we have a short runway. Okay. And let's get that taxi light turned on. And let's get this show started. Let's set our barometric pressure. Make sure that is matching. Good. All right. Looking steady. I'm super excited to try this. I hope this all works out. I'm super excited to try this out. Okay. Let's do this. And let's release our parking brake. Brake check. Brakes are good. Excellent. And as we take the runway, didn't mean to do that. Strobe light comes on. Turn, baby. Landing lights turn. That's the only thing that's weird. I want to make myself a switch box for all the lights. I think that'd be fun. Okay. Actually, I've honestly got stuff that could do it. I just haven't set it up yet. Let's just call it what it is. I've been lazy. Okay, so we're going to go max power. On the firewall. Trivia. Why is it always called balls to the walls in aviation? Why do you say you're going balls to the walls? It's a fun trivia question. Answer it down below and I'll give you a shout out. Why was going max power referred to as balls to the walls? Where did that come from? All right, good climb. Coming north. Feet on the mark. Looking for 300. We'll bring those flaps up, pull some power back. Okay, now it did just dawn on me one of the things that we need to do is as we took off there, our wind is wrong. So we're going to do this for a second. Let's see here. Wind from 271. There we go. That'll work. Perfect. And let's give it. Let's get it 5 knots. I don't want. To, I don't. I'm not trying to break my own neck today, but yeah. All right, let's bring it around. Oh, got too high. So we're at 1,000 feet. Start setting up here. All right, so nice descent. Put mixture back to full rich for now. Actually, I think I should be okay just adding some manifold pressure in. There we go. But I want to keep the prop down pretty low. Got to descend down to 800, and I don't want to lose a ton of, gain a ton of airspeed, which we're already doing. Speed brakes coming out. Gosh, there's so much to focus on in this flight. I'm trying to keep it all together here, guys. Now I went too low. There's 800. Let's just try to ride her in here. Okay, I see the road. I don't see the house yet. I took the screenshots from the sim, so it's there. There's the road. Okay, I think I was looking at the wrong road, and there's the house. All right, I'm turning. Watching that altitude. Gotta watch that speed, man. I know it's early. Bringing flaps in, speed brakes back out. I need to get configured here. All right. So I'm going to pass right by this house at 800 feet. Flaps 2 coming in. I'm going to bring the gear down. There's our white house right there. Speed brakes coming in. Mixture coming back on. Now after we clear this hill, we can descend down to 500 feet. There's the gray house. There's the gray house right there. We're supposed to be level with the gray house. Gray roof house right there on the edge. Ooh, easy. Now it's a tight 120-degree turn. And we should see the greenhouse and then go for the peninsula. Oh man, that's tight. Holy crap, that's tight. There's the greenhouse though, right there, right in the grip there. So we're just going to keep on going for it. Oh my goodness gracious. What a tight turn. Going full flaps now. There's the runway. There's the hotel right there on the edge. So at the hotel we have to commit. Start lining up at the runway. Putting the speed brakes out. Mixture back to full rich. Here we go. Remember, we have to commit because you can't depart from 2.9. Yeah, we got it. Ah, cool. Okay, let's try that one more time. I'm gonna do that one more time, and so I'm gonna come back up here. I gotta turn the aircraft around. We're gonna clean it up, set it back up for takeoff. Actually, what the hell? I'll just let you guys ride with me. We'll just do it together. All right, so we can't do touch and go, so I gotta clear the runway. Flaps are set, trim set. Okay, fuel tank swap. Okay, good. Let's get going. Back onto the fullest tank. Speed brakes in. Double check barometric pressure. Looks like it dropped a little bit. Strobe lights on, landing lights back on. Lined back up, max power. Now remember, tailwind or not, we're never allowed a departure from runway 29. So here we go. Out of here, I like to ride the departure a little longer just to get a bit more airspeed. Gear coming up. Oops, wrong button. Flaps coming in. I love playing around out here. I love the Caribbean. There we go. And there's 800 feet. Mooney is such an awesome aircraft to do this stuff in because, at least the way it is currently modeled in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's a very forgiving aircraft. And I think what the real giver there, as I've mentioned before, is the speed brakes. Although you don't obviously want to rely on them, and we all need to. Oh, okay. And I need to practice and get better about managing speed on the descent and things like that in it. It offers you a chance to get out of it, though. It offers you a chance to save your approaches very quickly, and I really appreciate that. I feel like we can't forget screw. There we go. Let's see here. That was really cool. All right, here we go. Coming back in, pulling some power off. This time I'm going to try not aiming right for the house. See if I can make this approach a little smoother this time. We're going to dump those speed brakes anyway. This thing just doesn't like to slow down. The Mooney loves to fly. And where's our... There's our White House. Okay, got the White House in sight. Oh, crap. I'm low. I'm low. That 120-degree turn at the end there is crazy. Low is why I'm powering up. Too low. Alright, but we got the White House. There's our gray house, which we're supposed to be just parallel with, and here's where this starts to get crazy. So, alright, dumping the flaps, going full prop, or speed brakes, excuse me, pulling some power off. Flaps in as we start to make the turn. There's our 100-degree turn, bringing the gear down once we're inside the white arc. Turn, baby, turn. Flaps 2, flaps 3, keeping that lift up. Here we go. Here's our greenhouse, aiming for the peninsula. Starting our turn towards the runway. There's perpendicular to the hotel, committing. too cool. That is a fun approach. That is an absolutely fun approach. I am super excited about this one. So that is the approach for St. Bart's at runway 29er. And in the next video, we will be doing the same thing for runway 10, the big kahuna coming down that hill here. But I am finally going to master these approaches and hopefully doing it right, because that was a ton of fun. I truly enjoyed that approach. That was really cool. And again, another extreme benefit to Microsoft Flight Simulator that just makes it not impossible, but very, very hard for other simulators to compete with. It's really hard to battle something that matches real world terrain, especially when you're doing VFR flight. I mean, that's pretty hard to match up with. It really is. So let's see. Let's get some things turned off here. Transponder comes off. Let's watch those lights. Tick, 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 tick. Okay. And let's get those avionics turned off. Battery that. And oops, forgot about the magneto. Okay, so once again, guys, here's the approach. I really hope you guys liked this. This was a lot of fun. Coming off the west side of the island here, 800 feet, following the road up to the White House. Staying to the left. I should actually move these arrows up back over here. I guess more accurate. But following these arrows, staying on the left side of all of the indicators here. Then descending, once you pass this hill here, descending down to 600 feet, you should be parallel to the gray house here. Descending down to 500 feet, a rapid, tight 120 degree turn, looking for the greenhouse. Once you find the greenhouse, descending down into the peninsula, perpendicular to the hotel. Make your committal decision. Are you committing to landing, or are you going to make your turn north, continue your climb out, and call a missed approach? But super exciting, super exciting. Make sure you don't make the same mistakes I did for the landing practice. Go ahead and set yourself some live wind, because remember, you can land on runway 10. You can't depart or depart from runway 29, but you can definitely land from this side. You just can't take off from that side. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you guys set your winds to keep it fun. My first approach that we tried here in the video, I actually didn't have the wind set right. That's why I scratched it. I don't know if you guys caught it, but the fuel was dramatically low, and that was why. The wind was a pretty severe crosswind, and I should have came in from 10 based on the wind. So that's why we changed that. So make sure you guys set yourself some wind. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy. Be watching out for the next one, where we check out the same VFR approach, or not the same, but the same location of VFR approach for runway 10. Catch you guys in the next one.